Web services are what many SOAs are based on today. So how do we test them? Well, there's a couple of ways that we can do that. We can either record the output from a component making a web service, like a server for example, or a thick client application, or we can generate a web service, and we can do that by inserting a web service request into a script using this component here in QTest. We can either import the WSDL from a file, or we can use a WSDL that's already on a server, and in this case what we're going to do is we're just going to take the add method of this web service. It's just a demo method, and all it does is it gets the web server to add two values together. So all I'm going to do is put these two values into the component and then add the web service to my script. And QTest then writes the code that we need to test the web service. Of course you can write this code yourself, but it will probably take you an awful long time. Let's just take a look at what a web service actually looks like if you make the query in a browser. It's quite complex, so we just take a lot of the time out of it by having this web services component in QTest. Let's run it, and just before we do, actually let's put in some values for A and B. So I'm going to set A to 1 and B to 2, which should then return 3 when the web server calculates the addition of these two values. So playing back, we see the add result value is 3, and if we wanted to, for example, put in a check for that, we could insert a checkpoint, or let's just extract the value and have it print it out. Let's just call it result. We don't have to use these wizards to do this, we can just code it in manually, but of course it's always easier to use them. Let's play it back again, and there we go, the result is 3, so we can do some mathematical checks on that if we want, or just put in a check as we saw by right clicking in the XML tree. Of course this script can then be added to a job as a scenario, or you can insert one of these web service requests into any other script, meaning that the web service request can be used as part of a load test, or if you just want to do a smoke test just to run some checks on what comes back from the web service based on the data that you put in. This of course can be extracted from a file. You can do that too. And that's how we do web services.